Alicia, and in this week's live lesson, we are going to practice some prepositions. Today we're going to practice using at, in, and on. This lesson is going to focus on using these prepositions for place and time, to express places and to express time. So I hope this is a really good refresher for lots and lots of people. Okay, so we'll make sure that everything is rolling smoothly, and then we'll begin with today's lesson. So as you join, please make sure to hit the like button, and of course share this video so that other people can find today's lesson. That would be super cool. While we wait for people to join us live, a couple quick announcements as always. The first one is about this banner at the bottom of the screen. It says test your level now. If you want to do a level check, our team has created a level check on our website at EnglishClass101.com. So check the link below the video if you're watching on YouTube, or above the video if you're watching on Facebook. You will find this page right here. So here you can make an account, a free account with just your email address, and you will find this page where you can find all the details about the level check. So scroll down here, you'll find how to do it. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 steps, how to do it, and then you'll get your results that can help you to find the right path to take for your studies. So if you are not sure where to start with your studies, you can take the level check, the assessment, and find out. So I hope that's really helpful. Lots of people ask how to know about your level, how to know where to start. So I hope that's helpful for you. Announcement number 2, as always, if you have questions for me, if you want to ask me something, you can send it to me for our question and answer series, Ask Alicia. This is a screenshot. You can send your questions to me at EnglishClass101.com/ask-Alicia. There's a link below the video in the YouTube description. So you can send me questions about vocabulary words, about grammar, about culture, about anything that pops up. Check it out. So find that from the YouTube description or at EnglishClass101.com/ask-Alicia. Cool. Also, if you want to find me on social media, you can find me on Instagram and on Twitter here. Okay, there's also a link in the YouTube description. Great, it looks like everything is okay on YouTube and on Facebook. Welcome everybody on YouTube. I see lots of people there. Hi, Sabir, Kanwaljit, SKG, Alom, your first live class with me. Cool, welcome. Hi there. Let's see who else. Mohsin, hello. Gabriel, hi. Karina, hello. Sinise from Chicago, what's up? Jonathan, Lillian, hi. Wow, there are lots of people today. Welcome everyone. Facebook, hello Facebook. Seha, hello. Hamrathana, hello. I can't read your name, it's in Arabic, I'm very sorry. Sorry. Hello, Nirdi, hello, welcome everybody. Okay, it looks good. So, if you have not, please make sure to like and share this video so that other people can find today's lesson, yeah? I'm gonna do that. Like, share. I'm watching the feed on Facebook here too, so let's get to today's lesson. I have shared the video. Cool, I'm ready to go. Let's start with today's lesson boards. Let's take a look at our focus topics for today. Here are our lesson boards. If you want to take a screenshot, now is your first chance. Okay, so we're going to talk about at, in, and on today. In each, we're going to talk about some key uses of these words. It's not possible for me to talk about all uses of all these words in just 30 minutes, but this is a good introduction and I hope a good refresher. So let's get started with at. Let's begin with at. Okay, if you want, please feel free to send your example sentences in the chat. I will try to check live, but there are a lot of people here today, so I'll try to check yours. Send it to me if you like. Okay, let's get going with at. Let's start by talking about at for locations. We use at to mark a specific place, So we use at for like a building, for example. Let's take a look at some example sentences, and you can send yours in the chat too. So first one, I'm at school. In this case, the specific place is school. Yeah, we can understand school as like a building, right? So we use at to mark this. Another example, he's at the supermarket. He's at the supermarket. Again, we can understand supermarket as a building, right? A location. Okay. One more, we're at the movie theater. We're at the movie theater. So once more, movie theater is our location, our building we are marking. We can also use at for more specific locations to mark. For example, my boss is sitting at her desk. My boss is sitting at her desk. So you might see at used in this way to mark a more specific location. We use this kind of in set expressions, like she's sitting at her desk, or she's working at the stove, perhaps. So we have just a couple of sort of specific locations we use this kind of at with. Okay, I'm looking for your questions. Pampan has written at home. Yes, I'm going to talk about at home at the end of this section because there's a key use of this I want to talk about. Christian, hello, on Facebook writes, at the store, there is a boy. Great. Okay, sounds good. Other ones, I'm not sure. I don't see other questions or other things about this topic. So I'm going to continue to the next part. So time, using at for time. We use at to mark the time something happens, the specific time something happens. So I start work at 10 every day. So 10 is the time this thing starts work. We mark this with at. I start work at 10 every day. Okay? Another example. The bus leaves at 3 p.m. The bus leaves at 3 p.m. And class ends at 5:30. So at marks the time this action happens, or this condition happens. Okay, some questions are coming. There's a little bit of time difference between the stream and the chat. Let me take a look. On YouTube, some questions. Oh, a few people asked this question. Can we say, my boss is sitting at her desk? Yeah, I think that was my answer, right? My boss is sitting at her desk, right? This is a correct sentence. Someone said, I missed it. My boss is sitting at her desk, or my boss is sitting on her desk. That means she's sitting like a chair on top of her desk. We'll talk about on later. Let's see. Camilo says, can I use to school, or should I use only to? I'm not sure what you mean. I'm at school. I'm at the school, maybe you mean? That would be grammatically okay. Oh my gosh, there are lots of questions. Okay, my boss, yeah, lots of people are using on. My boss is sitting on his desk. That means on top of. So maybe that's correct. Maybe your boss is sitting on top of your desk. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Usually we don't sit on top of our desks, right? So maybe don't use on. Lots of people are using on. The answer is probably no. No is probably the answer. Sitting at. Okay. Someone says, what about he is angry at me? Yes, we can use this as well. Okay. Lots of people, everybody's skipping ahead to on. We're going to talk about on later. Let's finish at, okay? Let's finish at. So we use at to mark times, right? The time at which something happens, okay? Some questions from Facebook. Abdirahman Makali, I hope I said your name, Makahil, sorry, says, can I say I'm at work now? Yes, you can. I'm at work. This person, Mohammed, I saw this question earlier. So it's in the supermarket and at the supermarket. Yeah, we're going to talk about in next, but in the supermarket means physically. I'm inside the supermarket, inside the building right now. Yeah, versus at the supermarket, which is more natural to us. When we want to talk about our location, like on the phone or something, we usually say I'm at the supermarket, unless it's really, really important to be specific, like I'm inside the supermarket right now. So we'll talk about in just a moment, okay? Some other examples on Facebook are coming. My mom is sitting at home, or he is at the hospital. Good, okay. Yeah, some people are saying, is it at the hospital or at hospital? At hospital is a British English expression. You might hear in hospital too. I'll talk about that a little later. At the hospital means I'm visiting. In the hospital means I'm sick and I'm receiving treatment. So again, at the hospital, like this, means I am visiting the hospital, or maybe I work there as staff. I'm at the hospital right now. In the hospital means I'm sick. I'm getting some treatment. Okay, whew, lots of questions. I hope I got that right. At the beach, Edwin, not at beach. Okay. All right. Our Rayhan says hard at it mean. Please don't send the same message a million times, everybody. Please be careful. There are lots of people participating today. Hard at it means working really hard on something. Yeah? Okay. All right. Let's go to the next one. Other. At home and at the moment. At home and at the moment. So I want to talk about these because there are sometimes some questions about how to use these correctly. At home, we use for something or someone that is already home. Already home. So we could say, like, my mother is at home right now. She's there now. We don't use it to talk about going to our home. We don't use it to talk about returning there. We say something is at home when it is in that location. It is already there. Okay. All right. And one more, at the moment. At the moment. This one might not seem easy to understand, but this one follows this pattern, kind of. At the moment. This means right now or currently. It's kind of a more formal way to express that, yeah? At the moment means now or right now, okay? So this is our first part. So this is how we, some ways to use at. And there are many phrasal verbs, of course, that use these prepositions. Today I'm not going to talk about phrasal verbs, really. There are just way too many. Okay, great. So, Andre says, I will be at home soon is wrong then. Yes, that's correct. We don't say I will be at home. We will say I will be home soon. I will be home soon. Okay, wow, there are lots of questions and topics. Some people are saying, can I say I'm at the school? Yes. So if it's clear in your conversation what the school, which school you're talking about is, then yes, the school is fine to use. Okay? All right, I'm going to continue to the next one. We're going to continue because some of you are asking questions I'm going to answer later. But quickly, a super quick break. If you missed it earlier, check this link. This Test Your Level banner is talking about it. If you want to check your English level, there is a link in the YouTube description or above the video if you're watching on Facebook where you can check your level. There is a level assessment check. You need an email address to make a free account, and then you can check your level and see what you need to study. There are paths to take according to your level, so check it out from the link below the video or above it. Okay? Yes, so do that if you want to practice. Okay, let's go to the next one. Next is in. We're going to talk about in next. Some people are asking questions related to in. I see you, so let's talk about this, okay? Also, if you haven't, please make sure to like this video and share it so other people can find today's lesson, yeah? That would be super, super helpful. Alrighty, let's go. In for locations. So, I mentioned earlier, we use in to express inside something, like in the supermarket could be correct. We want to express being inside something. For example, my keys are in my bag. My keys are in my bag. So you might think, can I say my keys are inside my bag? Yes, it's just more efficient to say in. It's shorter. My keys are in my bag. Okay, next, he's in the bathroom. He's in the bathroom. So here, the bathroom is like, you can imagine as like a box. He is inside it. He's inside it. He's in the bathroom. Okay, one more. I'm in your classroom. I'm in your classroom. So that means I'm inside your classroom. All right. So lots of you are saying, what's the difference between I'm at location and I'm in location. I said it earlier with at, but to repeat, in, the emphasis is with inside. I'm inside. So when native speakers talk about their location, like you send a text message to someone or you're on the phone with someone, when we want to say where we are, like, hey, I'm at the supermarket, do you need something? Or I'm at your school right now, I saw your teacher. We generally use at. We use in if there's some reason to be specific about being inside. Also, we do this we do this at in thing. We use in when we want to talk about like a smaller unit inside something else. So for example, I said I'm at school and I'm in your classroom, right? So if it helps to think about that, think of at for like a building and in for a small section in the building. So like school and classroom, yeah? I'm at the school, I'm in your classroom. This is a more natural way that we think about using at and in. I hope that helps you. Okay, let's go to the next one. Lots of questions and example sentences. Midan writes, the frog is in the pond. Excellent. Good job, frog. Okay, some people are saying I am in my room. Good. I am in the school at the restroom. I would reverse those. I'm at the school in the restroom. Hatis on YouTube. Could I say I'm sitting inside my car? Yes, you could. Oh my gosh, there are lots of questions right now. Oh, some of you, I want to answer your questions, but there are very many. There are a lot today. Can I say in the end or at the end? It depends. They're both correct depending on what you want to say. Let's go to the next part. Time. Using in for time. This part is long and there are lots of kind of confusing points here, so let's go through them. Also, please, this is happening a lot today. Please don't send many, many messages in a row so everyone has a chance to participate, yeah? Okay, let's go. Expressing time to finish something with in. So using in for time to express the time it takes to finish something, So, for example, she finished her homework in 10 minutes. She finished her homework in 10 minutes. So this in comes before 10 minutes, plural, yeah? This in marks how long it took to do this action. So this is the action. She finished her homework. It took 10 minutes of time. We use in to express this. Here's another example. They completed the project in 3 months. They completed the project in 3 months. Again, here is in. It marks 3 months, plural. So this is the time it took to finish the project. Okay, so we use this in before a length of time to express how long it took to do something. Hey Tiago, one of our members in the YouTube chat, welcome. Okay. Basira says, I will prepare breakfast, no that there, I will prepare breakfast in 10 minutes. Awesome. Okay. Others. Phew. Okay, people are saying what, let's see. Some of you, I've already answered your question. I talked about at earlier. If you're watching live, maybe check this later. Okay, continuing on, expressing time until, oh sorry, I missed one. One more example. We ate all the snacks in an hour, So notice this one uses the singular, an hour, yeah? Because it's only 1 hour, so we don't use the plural here. But we use this in to talk about how long it took to finish something or to complete something, okay? What's the difference between in time and on time? That's the last point in today's lesson for those of you who are asking that question. All right, let's go to the next point about in. Expresses time until something happens. Expresses time until something happens. So let's start the meeting in 5 minutes. Let's start the meeting in 5 minutes. So that means 5 minutes from this point in time, let's start the meeting. So we use in here. Sometimes I see to. People maybe use to. Let's start the meeting like 5 minutes or something like that. We have to use in here. Let's start the meeting in 5 minutes. So after 5 minutes have passed. All right, on to the next one. He wants to leave in an hour. He wants to leave in an hour. So this means after 1 hour has passed, he wants to leave. So this in marks that. He wants to leave in an hour. And finally, we're going to move in 3 months. We're going to move in 3 months. Okay, so again, 3 months. This is how long this action will take. So we're going to do this after this time period has elapsed, has finished. Okay? All right. I'm looking at your questions. I'm going to continue on. A lot of you are asking about things I'm going to answer later. Okay? I see your questions, so I'm going to continue on. The last part I want to refresh us about. We use in with years, seasons, centuries, months. So for example, in October, in November, in December, and so on. We use in before these. We use it before years, as in, she was born in 1959. So before the year, she was born in 1959. In winter, we go skiing. In winter, my season here. So before the season, not on. I see on used a lot in this position. She was born on 1959? Nope. She was born in. And here, before the season, use in. In winter, in summer, in autumn. And he was a famous painter in the 18th century. He was a famous painter in the 18th century. In here, and then the 18th century. Century, if you don't know century is 100 years, a 100-year time period. So the 18th century in this case. So we use in to mark these time periods. Okay, so this is how we use in. If you want more information about all of these prepositions, I have some videos on the YouTube channel, so use your search skills to search for at and in and on, or just search preposition. Search for preposition on the channel to find my other lessons about this topic. Phew. Okay, let's go to the next part. Let's go to the next part. We'll go to the last one on now. We have just enough time. Also, if you haven't, please like this video and share it so others can find the lesson, yeah? I think lots of people needed some preposition practice today. There's a lot of people here, that's cool. Okay, so let's go to on. And talk about how we use it, and this will, I think, answer some questions I've seen in the chat too, okay? So let's talk about using on. First, using on for locations, So earlier we talked about on and in with sitting at the desk or sitting on the desk. On marks a surface position, So what's a surface? That means it's the top of something. So this is on the board, right? So my marker is on the board, right? So lots of you ask, can I say my boss is sitting at the desk or sitting on the desk? Imagine your marker is the boss. Typically, we don't sit on our desks. We sit next to them, right? Or we say at, sitting at the desk or next to the desk. So we don't use on unless the person is at the surface position. So let's look at some other examples. My bag is on the table. My bag is on the table. So the position of the bag is the surface of the table. Okay? Another one, your coffee is on the desk. Your coffee is on the desk. So the surface position of the desk. And his laptop is on the chair. His laptop is on the chair. So this item, my bag, your coffee, his laptop, is in this position, right? The surface of this, the table, the desk, the chair, right? So we use on to mark the surface position or to express the surface position of something. Okay. Let's go to the next one then. So this is how we use on to mark a surface position. We also use on for street location, So when we give directions for something, okay? For example, the store is on First Street. The store is on First Street. This tells us the location of the store, the street location of the store. The store is on First Street. Okay? Or her house is on Maple Road. So the road name here, the street name is Maple Road. Her house is on Maple Road. Or that restaurant is on the highway. That restaurant is on the highway. Chat moderator on YouTube, can you help me out with some repeated comments? That restaurant is on the highway. So the highway here is a main road, yeah? It's still a road. So we need to use on here. That restaurant is on the highway. Okay? So we use on to mark a street location. Okay? All right. Okay, other questions? I'm looking for other questions. Alita says you can't find the link for the test. Check the YouTube description. It's there. I clicked it earlier. Check it there. It says, want to test your English or how good is your English? Check that in the YouTube description. Okay, let's continue to time. Time. So we use on with time. We use it with days of the week. So we practiced using in with like months and years and seasons and things like that. We use on with days of the week. For example, let's meet on Sunday. Let's meet on Sunday. So not in, I see in. Lots of people use in here. We use on with days of the week. Okay? Another one. She started a new job on Monday. She started a new job on Monday. So this marks my day of the week here. And finally, we're going to the mountains on Saturday. We're going to the mountains on Saturday. So we use this before our days of the week. Okay? Finally, last point. Whew, made it. This question, lots of you asked this. In time versus on time. In time versus on time. So what's the difference? We use on time to mean something happens at the scheduled time. So for example, if the schedule of class is from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock, class starts at 2 o'clock, class starts on time. Class starts on time. Class starts at the scheduled time. In time means to have enough time to do something. To have enough time to do something. So for example, my flight leaves at 2 o'clock. I need to arrive at the airport in time to catch my flight. That means I need to arrive at the airport with enough time to catch my flight. So that means I cannot arrive at 2 o'clock. My flight leaves at 2 o'clock. I have to arrive before that. So in time means to have enough time to do something. On time means that something happens at the scheduled time. Okay? Phew, that was a lot of information. I know there were lots and lots of other questions. There are so many expressions that use at and in and on, and I'm not going to talk about them because there are way too many. There are way too many. Today's focus was on using these words as prepositions and a couple of very common uses in other expressions. So I hope you got a good refresher about these words. And if you want to see more information, again, search preposition on the English Class 101 YouTube channel or on the website if you are an account holder there. Okay? Andres, why do we say Alicia is on YouTube and not in YouTube? Well, I cannot enter like YouTube. I cannot enter the internet, right? So we usually, for internet expressions, we say something is on the internet. Maybe it's helpful to imagine like the internet as an information board, right? When we post something on a board in real life, we say, I put it on the board. You can imagine the internet as like the same thing. So we post something on the internet, not in it. We can't get inside. So maybe on is kind of, we can think of this use of on as similar to the physical posting action. So I hope that helps you. Okay, a lot of you are asking specific questions about specific, very specific vocabulary words. I suggest you Google those because I don't have time. I have to go. I'm already late. So I will thank you for asking me many good questions. And I will end the lesson there. So if you enjoyed today's lesson, please don't forget to give it a like. Also, here is the lesson board picture. If you want to take a screenshot, this is what we talked about today. We talked about at and in and on. We talked about location and time expressions with these words and a few other topics as well. There's so much to cover here, and of course I didn't cover all of it, but we will cover it in some other format in some way. Okay, next week's lesson, I'll be back next week, of course. Next week's lesson information is right here. Here we go, next week's lesson. Next week will be October 20th at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is New York City time. If you don't know your local time, please use your excellent Google skills. Google it, or set a notification on YouTube, set a notification on Facebook, or if you follow me on Instagram, you can find a link and a topic reminder in my stories every week. I always post something there. Next week, I'm going to talk about mistakes people make when learning a language and how to avoid them. So common issues that we see that all of us do sometimes, just a couple of reminders of good ideas for your studies and maybe things to try not to do. Okay, so we'll finish there for this week. Thank you, as always, for joining me. And don't forget, if you want to try the level check this level test, check the link below the video if you're watching on YouTube, and above the video if you're watching on Facebook. You'll take the test and you'll get a result according to your answers on the test. So check that out if you want to get an idea of your level and see where you can start with our courses. So check that out and enjoy the rest of your week. Thanks for liking and sharing the video. You can find me on social media from the links below the video on YouTube, and also send me your questions for Ask Alicia there too. So I'll say goodbye for this week. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good week, and I will see you again